This is how they control our food system, and it begins by forcing us to buy our food directly from them. What am I talking about? Well, we're all aware that the big chains like Walmart, Target, and all these other retailers are leaving specific areas of the country due to theft. Some mayors think that it's their job to replace these chains, not with other companies, but with a food system that's all their own.
The Daily Mail reports Chicago's Democratic Mayor Brandon Johnson now wants to create city-run grocery stores to promote equitable access to food after Walmart and Whole Foods has closed. All right, Cuomo is here now. You know, Chris, it got me thinking that didn't we already try this once in the Soviet Union and in Venezuela, the state-run grocery stores? It worked out so well.
It reminds me of the movie Repo Man, where everything was generic and you walked into the grocery store and it said like beer, ketchup, food, there were no name brands. Look, this is a both situation, okay? Yes, you have food deserts. You have people as a coefficient of poverty don't have the same access to food. That may have been exacerbated by these big chains leaving. But, the answer to the crime is to allow corporations to secure their stores and to prosecute the people committing the crimes. It's not about who's delivering the groceries.
Here's my question, and feel free to answer me on this one. What's the difference between a city-run grocery store to one that's being run by a corporation or being run privately? Now, I'm kind of confused as to how this would change whatever is happening in these cities, which begs the question, why are these stores leaving in the first place, huh? I mean, you would think that they would just handle that problem first. Anybody here from Chicago? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on that one. And if you're a small retailer over there, what do you think will happen? Will taxes be raised on businesses that stay open so that the state-run grocery stores can keep themselves afloat? Because I'm guessing that crime won't stop just because you plaster a sign outside that says that this store is owned by the government. You know what I'm saying? But here's my thoughts on this. And again, feel free to answer me on this one. Thinking is actually good. Thinking of ourselves is actually great. So what if these stores actually solve the problem? Sounds good, right? But hear me out. What if you can only buy food if you don't, what if you don't vote a certain way? Or if you agree to ditch gas-powered products? Like, what is keeping these stores from becoming a way to further push policies on the people? And it's a fair question, am I right? Tell you what, comment what you guys think about this down below by simply saying good or bad, depending upon how you think that this is actually going to go. And while you guys are down there, go ahead and smash the like button for the video. And of course, subscribe to the channel because I aim to deliver updates that are relevant to you and everybody around you. But anyway, so moving on. So since Mayor Johnson probably won't talk about it, let's go ahead and talk about what's happening in Illinois.
Starting next Monday, Illinois will be the first state to eliminate cash bail as a condition of pretrial release. Critics say cash bail policies are especially unfair to people of color. Studies show being in jail before trial can have a negative impact on the outcome of a person's case and life after that case is tried.
Do you think that this will help or hinder justice on crime? Just so that you guys know, this is called the Pretrial Fairness Act because, of course, they want things to be fair. Now, if you ask critics, this is what was voted in Chicago. So I guess that's what they have to live with. Like, off the top of my head, like, shouldn't bad behavior be corrected? Now, I understand that some people are down on their luck. I get that. But it doesn't mean that they need to drag the entire city with them down, right? There are some parts of the country that fail to see how accountability works, and we're now seeing more theft and companies just packing up and leaving their stuff. It's crazy. You guys saw what happened in Nordstrom over in California and San Francisco, right? So anyway, while all of that is happening though, another problem is brewing, and it's one that you and I are pretty familiar with. I mean, most of us drive a car, right? So Chevron CEO, this guy Mike Wirth, says that gas could very well go up to $100 per barrel.
What impact do you think $100 a barrel will have on the US economy? What impact will it have on the global economy?
Well, certainly those are higher prices than we tend to see out over the long term, and so I think it will have some effect on the economy. But we've had relatively higher oil prices here now for most of this year and certainly all of last year. The recession that everyone's been talking about hasn't arrived, and so I think the underlying drivers of the economy in the U.S. and frankly globally remain pretty healthy. So I think it's a drag on the economy, but one that thus far I think the economy's been able to tolerate.
Okay, so I'm not sure how to react on that one, but hey, higher gas prices, folks, get ready. So this coming from a CEO who probably makes a lot of money when gas prices go up, but I digress. I mean, I'm not here to talk about him. I'm here to tell you guys that if you thought that things were bad, well, it might get a whole lot worse. And the same could be said for MGM because they're losing millions of dollars a day. And I didn't stutter, millions of dollars a day. So you guys are fully aware of what's happening over in Vegas and the hacks and their own slot machines being down, right? So MGM Resorts is reportedly losing out on about $8.4 million a day. Caesars was also hacked, but they agreed to a $15 million ransom payment to hackers, although MGM isn't down to do that yet. At least not just yet.
Losing big. This morning, Caesars, the casino giant, confirming its fallen victim to a massive cyber attack. With hackers breaching their firewalls, they say the digital crooks hijack critical data, including social security and driver's license numbers for customers who signed up for its loyalty program. Sources familiar with the matter tell CNBC the criminal cyber group demanded a $30 million ransom before the casino paid half of it. Confirming the sensitive breach to the Securities and Exchange Commission, Caesars Entertainment writing in part, "We have taken steps to ensure that the stolen data is deleted by the unauthorized actor, although we cannot guarantee this result." Caesars is one of at least 2 major hotels attacked by hackers. Just down the Vegas Strip at the MGM, slot machines suddenly went down this week and guests waited hours to check into rooms. With MGM saying they are working diligently to resolve our cybersecurity issue, the Vegas breach even affecting one famous duo, Amy Poehler and Maya Rudolph, making the best of it. But as customers are reeling, the FBI is investigating if both attacks were coordinated by the same group and whether customer data from MGM has also been compromised.
Can you imagine? Like, they literally got extorted for 15 mil. But how do you see all of this unfolding? I can't shake off the idea that our own government systems are within the same boat in terms of protection. Meanwhile, they're still trying to move us over to CBDCs. Sounds like a big problem to me, folks. And keeping on topic with millions of dollars, let's go ahead and close this one out with Katy Perry, who's made the deal of her life recently as she sold the rights to 5 of her albums for a whopping $225 million. Now, I think Bieber got what, like $200 million for his? But you gotta think, if they were willing to pay out $225 million, they must know something that she doesn't. Or maybe she's just okay with that.
Katy Perry just sold the rights to her music catalog to Litmus Music, launched in 2022 and co-founded by former Capitol Records president Dan McCarroll for a whopping $225 million. A deal that includes hits like Teenage Dream, Hot and Cold, and California Girls. While the Grammy winner has yet to comment on the news, Dan was quick to praise Katy for her more than a decade of chart-topping hits.
But the best part is that she's pretty much set for life with this one payout. And the people who bought her music will wait for royalties to likely make their money back and then some in the future. But here's a fun question to end this video. What's something that you have right now that you're willing to sell for a cool $225 million? I'm kind of excited to see what you guys come up with in the comments. Now, before I go, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for dropping a like. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.